You want to talk business, you want to talk economies, just some common sense. I don't get better than Terry McCrann, the business commentator with the Herald Sun, who joins us now from magnificent Melbourne. Great man, lovely to see you. Obviously, we took some note of your articles over the past couple of days comparing the current Prime Minister to the old one in Whitlam. May I read ever so slightly your own words back to you? In 12 months, PM Albanese is looking increasingly like 21st century replay of Whitlam and his ministers, clones of their Whitlam counterparts. Whitlam had been all about striding on the world stage, embracing grandiloquent themes, great word by the way, both internationally and at home, all with precious little relevance and even less benefit of the vast numbers of the hoi polloi here. But why in particular do you think he's Whitlam 2.0?
Well, very obviously, Paul, I was not trying to suggest that he was literally the 21st century version of Gough Whitlam. He lacks his grandeur or his pomposity, whichever word you prefer to choose. But his approach to government, as I say, to spell that out, hits the ground running, not on dealing with the issues that actually matter to people, and particularly the people that voted for him: power prices, the cost of housing, rentals, cost of living, all those sorts of things, but embracing the role of being this imperial prime minister so that he wanders the world, shaking hands with every leader and every leader's assistant, seemingly. We saw him occasionally at home through 2022, but only occasionally in between trips. I'm pretty certain, Paul, by the time we get to the end of his 3 years, his first 3 years, he will have racked up far more Qantas frequent flyer points, in theory, because he's not flying Qantas, he's flying on his own jet, than any other leader, even including the fabulous Kevin Rudd. And secondly, at home, again, these grand gestures, the voice, those sorts of things, again, rather than dealing with... And remember, we supposedly had this plan which was going to address all of those issues that really are impacting on ordinary Australians, leading off with that $275 cut in your power bill. So, and when you go down into the ministers, we see people like Chris Bowen replaying the insanity in a different way, of Whitlam's resources minister, Rex Connors, and so on. And again, on Friday, in reaction to the judgment, we had Burke, I think it's Burke, the relevant minister, praising it as setting, a high standard. Reminded me again of Whitlam's Labor minister saying he wanted the public sector to be the wage setters for higher wages across the community. Now, all of those sort of flavours make me a little worried that we're going to have the sort of chaos and the consequences that we saw in the Whitlam period.